time, an emergency in the outskirts. Sue Ellen's got what I had on Saturday. I'm gonna go have my hot and messy Whopper double all with cheese after I do the show to save some chows. How are you? I'm feeling delicious on the 23rd day of the second month of the 2026 campaign in the poor side of Minnetonka, in the great state of Minnesota. I had to go out to Wisconsin, scamper back, have lunch. Then I was told I had to go to Duluth. Went and got the product, and then there was a red alert. A $10,000 mistake by a company we have to fix. I said, oh, I'll take care of that, and we'll go in a 2026 with 115 miles on it Chevy up to Duluth. They paid for my lunch. I have the time of my life. It's a beautiful truck. I'll drive in style. But this is your favorite audio on that video platform, YouTube, NoTube. My name is Jeff. We go by Mini Maine. Chipotle. Cow shit, cow pie. Squirrel bait liked it, but then someone said I was the dumbest, but it was fun audio. It's what I like to do. Whining about it, but I get it. I love doing those voices. They're fun. That's my orgasm when I do these audios, these podcasts for your consumption. I'm a consumer of common sense and a consumer of originality and fun. They put $101 in my bank account, and YouTube did. I don't know which channel, but I'm like, oh boy. Where every month I get between $115 and $120 from Spreaker. That took a while to get that hundo in one, but I saw that go into my savings account. Our savings and our life in my English language to you, domestic and abroad, comes from the military and the armed forces of all branches of all countries that fight for freedom. We can say as we please and go with no papers. We have the hunch up on the hill, the 45th, 47th selected draft dodger, adjudicated rapist, and convicted felon who got dick slapped by Supreme Court but doesn't like it too much. The rule of law. He is a draft dodger. Flat feet, plays an awful lot of golf. Donald J. Trump, the hunch, who never stands up straight. We had one and then two when he invaded Hitler, what he's trying to replicate. Poland, September 1st, they still capitulated Japan. We got dragged in because of the embargo and Pearl Harbor Day. In between that, when they capitulated September 2nd, 1945, hostilities ended later on, but that's when they got on the mighty Mo, apologized. We nuked them not once but twice. We did storm those beaches on Omaha on D-Day. Snap the necks to crouch and freed those Jews who were deported to America but was turned away and slaughtered like pigs. Not an easy war. They all hate us, but they all want to come here. We educate. It's like 9/11 people. We're all educated in America. Forgotten war. For what? Vietnam, the longest war. 58,000 plus went ahead of the hunch, and Bill Clinton, I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Miss Lewinsky Yahoo, and define what is means. We still need the Epstein files. It'd be nice to get those. Protecting he's a peto protector. Afghani war. The men and women up in the sky, out at sea, in the jungles, the MIAs, may you come home soon. Men and women in the armed forces have been on uniform things so much. The Air Force, the Army, and the Marines, the Navy, the Merchant Coast Guard, in and out. of uniform, we thank you so much for the service. It's fine, fine country. Don't like a cop call a crackhead. They don't pull you over to have unlimited fun sex. It's why you speed and whatever else. Not an easy job. Be nice not to have that behavior. They murdered 2 people here in town, the immigrant people. God bless working class. Would you shower? Would you shower in the shower of Penn State? Sven Johnson, he shall not be named, said he would shower in the shower of Penn State. He would lather up. Same thing with beef stew. They would shower in the shower of Penn State. I guess it's not a big deal that a young man was bun raped on behalf of P stood for Penn State on here until they're all publicly hung and in jail. Be Pedophile University. Was it for Joe Pa? Catholic churches burned to the ground. They're crime scenes. I didn't go to a church wedding because it was later decommissioned and torn down. The church, his wife was very bitter about it, but he goes, he won't come in here because the priest. I don't run with poor people or criminals. You are here running in life. One of the criminals and poor, what you could be is poor, you be a criminal. Jeff Dubé, look him up. What's going to happen? I run the good people with money and gear and clout. That's a condom I'm taking off. Safe sex finished with thrill pill trench cherry patch. It's fun to have meanest minds wet filthy dirty sex over the age of 21 for this cowboy. Make sure it's consensual. Keep the kids out. You can have a Jeffrey Epstein Island. This is 21 or older and have the time of your life. I could have that island, but everyone's bringing their girlfriends and having the time of their lives. If you don't like 2 men having consensual grunting, groaning, screaming, howling up Hershey Avenue sex, I understand that. You can't watch 2 women have sex. That is not a very Christian thing to be doing. Escape a man to offense. Don't do that. Always put a condom on. Put AIDS, herpes, gonorrhea, needle in the penis. All that behavior. Unwanted pregnancies, adoption is the option. Women, you carry the groceries. Marry before you carry. The father runs off. The father runs off. We always say whores in the back seat, sluts on the couch because they're more selective. You make love in the bed. Fun to have hair pulling, screaming, hollering. When you go up a red tube and think it's just for everybody else, when they recognize you in the store, well, think about your poor choices, your choices in life. Red tube, wherever you go to. SmashingGash.com, cranks only for me. No crank, excuse me. And also, when you're out drinking, don't drive. Call some mercy with a phone to drink. Call KEC Grits. Call Squirrel Bait Parodies. Call somebody, or you will murder somebody. I've had 3 people murdered by drunk drivers. It's the poor choices they made. They're still alive. My friends are in a coffin somewhere, dust to dust. Because they were murdered by poor choices. You can't go to Canada. Wonder how she got DWI. She can't go to Canada. Her live stream was epic. People giving her gear, money left and right. She's going with a turbo down Route 66. He's dictating what she can cannot do. It's like, you better go by yourself. I know Carpetbagger's going to go too. You'll see a bunch of that stuff. It's a 100-year anniversary. I was talking to Karl. It'd be fun to meet him to rent a RV and drive down ourselves. I get it. I don't need to watch all the behavior. It's boring, but it'd be fun to go by yourself and just enjoy the whole thing. I don't need to watch the Huss or anybody else show me. There's hundreds of thousands of videos of Route 66 you want to watch. The loneliest highway is the best. That one goes from the state capital out to Utah. I saw a guy with his dad, and it's a shoe tree. Loved it, trying to throw a shoe up on the tree. But welcome to to your favorite audio addiction, Fear-mongering Radio. We always spread fear and cheer throughout the world. Occasionally we do play some music, we write some stuff. I want to shout out to Old Man Nation for coming on the show, saving trolls with Baron Exposure. Not New York Dan fan. He came on, did an awesome show. We'll talk about him and Beef Stew, both whores for drama, claimed they weren't going to do anymore. We're going to talk about Pimping, Nomadic, Fanatic, which I've been good to do. I saw BlindViews' girlfriend, Karl, did a short today. Mrs. Shakes, she was talking about it. She's back in the saddle because her boyfriend's doing Nomadic, Fanatic. He did a video today on that, too. Of course, Karl did Pimping him. But this voice was on Death Door on Saturday. I got up. We went to the Catholic fish thing, and I thought it was food poisoning, but it was at 24 hour. I got up. I was leaning over the what do you want to call it? The sink, and about it was 2:05, and I'm heaving, holding my ass crack in. I almost got my cell, and said I can't come in. Took some water, some milk. Went in the toilet, let it all hang out. Just dry heaved it for like 5 minutes. Jumped in the shower, ran the hot air over my head for a good 10 minutes. Made my lunch I never really touched in the day. Had my sandwich, I barely ate it. Muscled out of the house. Got into work. I didn't want to pass on that $480 I made. So he goes, you don't look very well. I'm not at all. Talked to Karl on the way home and went to bed about 1 o'clock. Had chicken noodle soup at 6. Went back to bed prompt at 7 o'clock. Got out getting up at 2 and started the day. It was much better. Sue Ellen got up at 3:30. I'm like, All of a sudden I hear dry heaving in the stairs. Brought her a bucket. She was dry heaving. She's been on the couch all day. She had the cowboy. Said, now you know how I feel. I don't know, he went to work. Well, a little stronger stomach. I can actually fart without filling my pants. Was going to miss out that gear. I've never called in and stooped a job a day in my life. I can move, I can work. I had a vision of my mother-in-law. I was dying. Sweating like a pig. Hallucinating crap behavior. I had my first good meal when I'm done here. She goes, I'm not cooking tonight. I'm a double whopper. Have you all messy like I like hot and messy like my women. Have the time of my life. But anyways, how are you? Everyone out there in YouTube land, appreciate you coming along for the ride. We have the time of our lives, every single podcast, every single video. I may videotape eating that Whopper. I'm going to probably put hot and messy like I like my women. Do a one. If I've ever done a mukbang in a long time, something substantial for this channel. We always appreciate everybody comes to the audios and the videos and dislikes or likes. I appreciate that. It's always nice of you. Wherever you're at, domestic and abroad. Let's see. On Fear-mongering Radio. A little over 100 in the last 30 days. Sources that come in. Our podcast has been really big. Chrome, Vivox, Spotify pays me. That's why I make the money I make in Spreaker and Google Podcasts, Quad.com, Safari. The geolocations, still United States, United Kingdom, Australia, Norway, Canada, South Korea, and let my people go! Colombia, New Zealand, Taiwan, Spain, France, Hungary, Ireland, Pakistan, and Ukraine. Let's end the war, hunch. You promised us. New Jersey up to 12. the Cape May Courthouse 7 times and Cape May 5? Send me an email at cowpote@yahoo.com. You listen up there in New Jersey. That's pretty hilarious. Appreciate you listening at the courthouse. That's kind of mighty white of you. Massachusetts, Springfield 6 times. Boston once. Bogey once. And so listen at the courthouse. That's hilarious. I don't have any trouble there. My Minneapolis and St. Paul. Nice. You're new. Florida. Stanford twice, Jacksonville twice, Sarasota twice. Thank you, New York. New York is Brooklyn, the Gingerbread House. 1, 2, 3. Across the border, Bosco Belly and Waukegan, can't pronounce once. Then California, Sacramento once. Texas, 2 Portaday, IOU to the devil. That'd be Jim Schuler. The lead guitarist for Joel Zurgan and the Delaware Destroyers, Delaware. Look up Jim Schuler, Monkey Beat. Very good. My favorite song is Starvation Box, as far as the guitar. You ever see him, just say, hey, son. Cowboy says hello. Tulsa Town, Georgia, Norman Park, 4 times. Thank you. Thank you very much. Kentucky, Illinois, Orlando Park once. Pennsylvania, Shipville, and the Ohio. But I appreciate all everybody that comes in. I really do. All you guys that roll in and take time out of your day to sit back and listen to me rumble and ramble on. Without you, I'm just talking to myself. What I'm doing right now, I'm streaming, but I'm not live. We have the time of our lives. Oh, I'm looking forward to that Whopper. When you have a bug like that, and food is just not very emotional for you. And I'm just like, I'm going to go, when she gets home, she said, I'm going to go to that Whopper. She says, have at it. I'm going to go over to the one in St. Louis Park. 2 Bull Dykes own it. And they put the best Whoppers next to the other one out in Richfield off of 66th Street, right behind the firehouse. I was driving home. I was driving through there the other day, and I noticed the old Rainbow Foods now in Richfield has been empty for 15 years. It's now a Latino grocery store. A lot of Latinos in Richfield. So good for them. They're taking it, making for the people that are Latinos to have their own little place to go. So good for them. I know that PDQ, Pretty Damn Quick, is a Latino little grocery store. The one over there off of Nicollet in 44 by the McDonald's is a Latino one too as well. So the big Latino is there because they're right in the bus line. They're in St. Louis, right there in Richfield. So, like a lot of Somalians live in Hopkins, because we have good schools, and there's a Somalian elementary school. It used to be Catholic Kern off of 17th Avenue. So, I get it. I'm an immigrant. I'm going to come to Minnesota. We can get free money, and the schools are good. Why not? And then send money back to your country, and then they come in over and invade us, right? Why not? You want your kids to get educated. Why not? Have an anchor baby and have the time of your life. The ice that we did get, well, she got tickets for Bruce Springsteen. We're going to that. So he's coming to town. She got this $425 for tickets. So I said, fine, you want to go? We'll go. Get in her car, and it's always Bruce and the Boss, this or that. So we're going to go to that concert. He's up here in Minnesota. Ice out of Minnesota. Good song. So we'll go see the Boss. Doing a short tour. He's kicking off here. So we've seen him about 20 times. I've seen George maybe over 40. Chris Isaac is my favorite one to see. Hart, when she's in a wheelchair, I think Ann is, but George is always good. Jim Schuler, when he doesn't go out very much, but he's always fun to see. Chris Isaac is good, but all that kind of good behavior. All the bands I grew up with, they're all dead or dying. Like Foreigner's nothing but a band. They're just a tribute band. And Leonard Skinner was supposed to quit. They're just a tribute band. They're all dead and gone. So, I have a bunch of CDs. How do you get a chance to listen to them? When I go up to Duluth tomorrow, I'll, hang out in that truck. That's a beautiful truck. I brought it around back, and it's gorgeous. So has a new truck smell in it. Have the gas card in it. I'm ready to go. I got it loaded up. It's a couple boxes. They don't want to ship it. That's fine. We got to run through its paces. All right, I'll run through its paces. I'll run it up there, run it back. Take me a rotation. That's when you get a problem with something, you're gonna have somebody to take that truck somewhere. It's a round trip, like 6-7 hours, whatever. I'll stop, have lunch somewhere, whatever. Way she blows, we'll get her done. Anyways, so here we are. Nomadic Fanatic went on a little trip. I saw the video. I was sitting in a warehouse in the Walmart distributing center waiting for me to be unloaded for something they were shipping somewhere to Colorado for something we're doing at a Walmart facility. So I had like 4 or 5 skids, and they unload you, and you kind of sitting, and I saw it pop up. I watched it. Him and his chubbles went on a little ride. He hit some golf balls, and yeah, he went to some really cool place with, which I would stay at. And ate some food, which I know probably pissed off BlindViews. I saw Karl did a video on it, and I saw BlindViews part of it, and he was bitching about Mikey and whatever else, and just okay, whatever. I mean, I saw Squirrel Bay parodies when I was in Karl's live stream. I called the show. She says, I'm obsessed with BlindViews. Your buddy is obsessed with Nomadic, Fanatic, and Mikey. So Mikey's doing something, whatever he's trying to do or something, I don't know, whatever the hell, that bumbling idiot continental liar that he is. So I don't know what's going on there, but so he went on some little thing, and she follows him in the pickup truck. I don't know why they don't just pull it. I don't know why, or just, I don't know. I don't get that. They're gonna go with the court date coming up and whatever else, and he should just plead it out, that person he punched, but down with it. And I did see BlindViews' girlfriend. Hang on a second. Hang on. There we go. A little different. There we go. A little more of a. Let's have more of a deeper echo. I like that one better. There we go. A little more. Better one. Echo. Okay. I have down one. But anyways. What was he going to say he was going to do here? So she did a video about Nomadic Fanatic. His Carolyn, the Mrs. Shakes, was talking about Nomadic Fanatic because she watches Squirrel Bait. She watches Let's Watch. That voice drives me insane. She did a video on Nomadic Fanatic, and there's been a lot of pimping, and I confess, hey, I pimp. I've never shied away from it. I've pimped the Daily Woo when he passed away. I've talked about him. I will obsessively tell you to go watch Wonder Hussy. What's her name? She did some Ghost Town one. I was going to watch it. 55-minute Wandering Gypsy. Love them both. Want to see him being successful. Even Carol RV. Go watch people take a camera and go do something. Sit in your studio bitching about people like I'm doing now is simple. Okay, I do it on the fly. I'm not going to edit behaviors. Okay, but she did some short to get in on pimping. And like I said, I pimped Dan the Woo when he passed away. Yeah, I talked about it. That Carpetbagger will pimp him and all the whole 2026 campaign going down Route 66, and he'll talk about it and crawl the dead body of Adam the Woo. And I did some on this channel. I did some crawling over the body of Hobo Shoestring. Walked around, acted like I knew he was. I got 4,000 views on the son of a bitch. Went and walked on the railroad track, played taps, whatever. I pronounced Bear Exposure dead. New York Daniel, second the motion. And he's dead. I went to the funeral. I saw his wife, gave her a big hug, gave some money to a charity. The new one is masquerading around, refuses to call the show. And he's the new one is not a New York Dan fan. He put a great audio on me, took it down like a coward that his old predecessor was. I pimp dead people. That's what I do, because I've always said when someone dies on this video platform, it's one less person I have to compete with. And I don't compete with a lot of people. I mean, I am who I am. I never will apologize for any of my content, and I surely don't drop the double G hard art on here. I'm not a bitch little pig. I pick on everybody. I mean, if Squirrelbait wants to pimp and process me, I'll pimp and process her. I'll rip on her. She can't have both ways. You want equal rights? I'll give you equal rights of ripping. I'm not going to call her a C word. I'm not going to say she's prejudiced, but I will rip on her. I will call her names and have fun. You call me names and do videos on me. I'm disappointed. Her last one was very boring. I mean, she's done some good stuff on it, but I just, she can do better. And then when she takes this content, just talks over, that's boring, I mean, I don't know, you get people like, Karl uses notes, which I think is a cowardly move. Sorry, Karl. New York Daniel does it. So does Morning. She can't just talk, Then you've got your Miss Mighty Python that sits there and plays Sarasota Tim stuff back and talks, which is just, oh boy, it's real exciting. That's boring as hell, but But I love Pimping, Nomadic, Fanatic. I mean, I think it's the guy's just a creature of weirdness here, and people love to give this guy money. I wouldn't want to hang out with a felon or a guy that punches people. He's not someone I'm gonna. Only reason I remember finding him because his bus video came up because I was watching another bus. Hey, the guy bought a bus. And then BlindViews guy saw who BlindView was, and then sort of Tim. Like, oh, okay. And I kind of want to watch some of the stuff because he's just playing a character. Because that's what Nomadic, Fanatic. He is a character. Carpetbagger is a character. Daily Woo, that was Adam. I mean, that was the daily because he was the Daily Woo, and he was a person. And you watching that's who he was. You could probably put it. If you met him in person, he would say hello to you. Carpetbagger would be standoffish. He wears that hat around. It's like what's her name? Wonder Hussy. She always wears the same hat all the time. She's in her character mode. You know what I'm saying? It's what she is. She's the Huss. She's not Sarah Jane. She's Wonder Hussy. Okay? She plays a character. I was listening to her live stream on the way out. I mean, it was singing. It's like, no, please don't sing, girl. You can't sing. I mean, you think you can sing, but you can't sing. Okay? It was an hour. I mean, it was actually entertaining because she's a lot better than BlindViews because all he does is read the chat room and he can't read. Remember the old BlindViews? But it's good to see Nomadic, Fanatic leaving the mountains and leaving which is a waste of good stuff in his land. I just don't understand why you buy something up there. There's too many stuff in Nevada that you can buy, that you can leave your stuff year round and you don't have to worry about any muddy stuff, and you can go hang out and have a place to go back once in a while. Mississippi would be a waste of time. There's just too many inexpensive land that you can have in the sorts of Reno that are a hell of a lot better than that crap. But it's fun to pimp. Nomadic, Fanatic. And I did see, what was it, Squirrel Bait? Squirrel Bait talked about his trespassing, and I trespassed the railroad tracks. Him and Mikey were drunk, and they were trespassing onto someone's hot tub. I think it's funny, but again, you can't trespass on his property. So I have no desire to. Like I told Karl, it'd be so much to actually fly a drone over there. It'd be hilarious. I'm not going to do it, but that'd be funny. I have a drone. It'd be hilarious as hell, but. It's like like Karl said, he's a thief, so he always has to have people. He has all these cameras to make sure don't steal from me, right? Don't do this, don't do that, right? So it was just kind of funny. All this behavior going on with him, that was kind of funny. Thinking it's like okay, but anyways, he's Nomadic, Fanatic is on the road. Hitting golf balls at the driving range, a worse swing than I could possibly have. Little short fat guy tried to hit the ball, and his girlfriend following him in Chubbles. Me only fans. Why anybody would pay for that behavior? I'd rather go to a strip bar and get some chubby chick get Sniffer's Row before I would even think of paying to look at that vagina, whatever. That's the only way she's going to make money. Is Chubbles is from him, because she'll never make any money in Rumble. You know, I've seen some of her videos. I showed you guys what she's over there. She puts them up, and I put my stuff up on Rumble at whatever it gets. I mean, it's not a big deal. Maybe 15, 20, 25. I'm just expanding my reach. I think I've had one comment. Wandering Gypsy put up her stuff up for a whole year. She made $10. It's like, yeah, because that's not what, I mean, I put it for fun, but that's not what the Huss was bitching 2 years ago to make any money while going Rumble. No, you don't have any money in Rumble. They'll push you if they want to push you out. Here it's the luck of the draw. If it gets dragged into something, you get pushed out at the time. But I work for a living. $38 an hour to drive up to Duluth and back tomorrow. Did that today. I put 290 miles on my truck. That emergency came through at like 1:30, and you got to go get this stuff. I went and got it. You know, I got work till like 3. You know, I just banked that for Compton to leave early. You know, it's the way she goes. The phone rang, and I knew it was this service guy. And he goes, "Where are you at?" And he goes, "I need you to go here." And I go, "Okay, no problem." I knew that was a red alert when he called me. I knew right away. When he calls me out of the blue, and then there's a problem. That's what you get paid for. That's why you're the service guy. So let's just hang on. What's this? What does he want? what's this? History of Minneapolis' most famous music club, First Avenue. Yeah, I've seen it before. My friend of mine, Skittles. I will share it. I remember it was Uncle Sam's. There you go. Okay. There you go. Perfect. All right. Hang on a second. Perfect. The first ad it was called Uncle Sam's. It was really good. But anyways, but it is fun. But the Old Man Nation people were bitching about it. I'm like, okay, with worse audio, I'm not worried. You can't always please everybody, and I get it, man. I like to be creative. It's fun and have the time of my life. You know, I mean, the Adventure Channel doesn't get a lot of views either, and I get it. I like going to my old shows and showing stuff around. Like, for example, the one got 67 views, one got 116, and then 11, 7, and 6. So I don't know. However, they get pushed out. It was good to see the gold medal by the men and the women, and they're not taking too well the Canucks. So that was cool to see in overtime. So, and I still, the Miracle on Ice is much better because it was rookies, we want to call it, not professionals. I love the one there, but this is what it's all about, is when it was college guys winning it. And that's what I get. I can respect both, but the one that was more fun, and I'm not bitching, just easier. But anyways, that's the way I look at it. So, I mean, I get it. It's always fun to have this kind of behavior. But, so anyways, beef stew in Old Man Nation, whores for drama. I remember when Beef Stew did this, I'm not going to listen to any more of this behavior. I'm going to do my cooking shows. And same thing with Old Man Nation, right? I am not going to, put the hunch in a coffin. And I'm not going to listen to cow shit and whatever. But guess what? They both come crawling back to like-minded people. I don't want to say community. They listen to New York Dimwit, who's an idiot. And then they all get emotionally involved in this stuff because they can't stay away because they're both. Here's Beef Stew and Old Man Nation. Okay, they both are lonely men. I work for a living. I love doing this stuff. I love doing my audios when I get a chance. When it's nice weather, take my camera, go walk through the woods, smoke a cigar. I can talk about drama. I can do an NFL podcast. I can do an NHL podcast. I can do a Major League Baseball. My highway's got 5 lanes. And yeah, I rip on people. People rip on me. But you pick your lane. Either you're gonna, again, Old Man Nation. Hey, he was a nice man, but he became very angry. I get he was pissed because he was in the brown shirts with Squirrel Bait Parody, and then she got all bitter at him, and then he broke it off with BlindViews. Came over to the Valkyrie with Karl, and Karl was all bummed he couldn't talk to the guy. Well, invite him on your goddamn show or send him an email, give me your phone. You guys can talk on your phone, okay? I deleted his phone number. I'm not going to do the P word on somebody, insinuate and be this total idiot. And then when he does this video, which is the most funniest video, that I'm stealing valor when I'm wearing a hat from a ship, but doesn't have the balls the size. I would put my name in there and the link. Was a cowardly video. Cowardly. See that Beef Stew bitching about, I listened to part of his live stream, it was about New York Dan doing his cooking video. However New York Dan cooks his pizza, what's the big deal? What I don't know. I didn't watch it. I don't know. I just saw it. So what? He made a pizza. However, New York Dan did his pizza. That's the way New York Dan does his pizza. Because you think you're a chef because you make special hot dogs Hey, I worked at Perkins, short order cook, loved every minute of it. I wish I had my own breakfast club like Hoagie's in downtown Hopkins. That would be sweet. Love to have my own hot dog little cart. And I would just season my hot dogs, and you want ketchup for bad breath and onions and whatever you want. You want naked, or how do you want it, man? I mean, here's my hot dog. I'll season my hot dogs for you. Open face it like I've done before. Onions and shredded cheese in there, whatever you want. You want it without the bun. I call it naked. You know, a knife and a fork. I mean, hot dogs mean, but this is, you're not a specialty making damn hot dogs, okay? But he needs to get a job at Costco. But he's the kind of guy who couldn't work at a Perkins. Just roll omelets and have fun about it in the kitchen, rolling omelets. I love rolling omelets, regardless of what he thinks about the way rolling omelets on my skillet, which is a whole different kettle of fish next to a nickel-plated grill, which is a whole different kettle. When you roll it, it comes out looking clean. When you do it on what I'm doing on, you keep it at 375. It's going to look a little well done. But I've cooked hundreds and hundreds of omelets on there and never had any complaints. But to him, he's never happy. It's like I've been watching Gordon Ramsay, and he said something. The man that he was training under, when he became who he is, he went away for 3 days. He cooked. They didn't know he wasn't there. He cooked. And everyone was just, this is the best food I've ever had. When his buddy came back, this stuff's terrible. But he goes, I knew I was good because they all thought I was him. He knew he made it because he was just belittling him because he did it well. You know what I'm saying? That's what chefs do. It's like the Marine Corps. The Marine Corps does that. They knock you down. You come walking in. They call you everything in the book, and they build you to be a grown man. But he knew when his buddy, his mentor, went out of town, he ran the restaurant. And people were like, you tell blah, blah, blah. You tell Cowboy it's the greatest thing I've ever had. He goes, I knew I made it when he told me it was crap. But the people were eating my food. And I'm not saying the chef. I love to cook. I love making. Food is a very emotional, sexual thing for people. Yeah, I used to, when I worked at Perkins, there was two ladies that came in from Mystic Lake Casino. They were dealers, absolutely drop-dead gorgeous. And when they found out I could make them a Reuben omelet and a Rachel omelet, I made them. They would come in and they go, Cowboy, they want their Rachel and the Reuben omelets. And I said, sure. I would make shred, and I would add mayonnaise. I mean, I'd add hollandaise sauce to it, besides the Thousand Island, and they loved it because it was a very emotional omelet for them. And they came in for 2 years, and they came in every Sunday morning about 4:00, and they point at me, and I'd go, "You both want it?" And they go, "Yep." And there was another 4 guys that came in from Star and Tribune. And I would throw on these mushrooms that were always they were raw mushrooms. I put butter on them and grill, and I'd give them in a big plate, and they'd all eat it, like 2 different rounds of it. And one would have a steak, just make it hop around the grill, and the other ones loved we had the 2 of them had the what was it, the oh god, I can't remember what that omelet was. They had hollandaise sauce to it later. It was a really good omelet. They loved that. The other one loved the granny omelet. I put hollandaise sauce in it too as well. But there was the other one they had. It was only had potato pancakes. They liked too as well. But it was what was that omelet? What was the omelet they made? It was Popeye liked that stuff. What the hell was it called now? Popeye loved that stuff. I can't remember what he always ate. I can't remember. But that omelet with Popeye liked. And it was mushrooms, Swiss cheese, and then they finally put hollandaise sauce into it. But a spinach omelet, and they loved it because it's just what it was. I give an extra egg in there, and they loved it, and I basted the hell out of it. But it was a very emotional thing. And I had a guy who came to Nicollet Perkins, and they were done with them. They didn't make the Monte Cristo anymore. And she goes, Cowboy will make it. He will make it. I used the Monte Cristo for the guy. He was an old guy in his 80s. I was like 40. And he would make it. He would send me back $1. But I took care of the customer because it was a very emotional Monte Cristo. And he loved the Monte. I've made it before. He loved it. And I used to make the egg ecstasy for people all the time. McConkey goes, they want something, Cowboy, you make it for them. But the Reuben omelet was just the lady and the 2 girls just loved it. There was another guy that wanted the same thing. I made him a Reuben. My buddy of mine, I'd make him corned beef hash, and I'd throw it in the grill. I'd season it, put mushrooms on there for him, and Swiss cheese and hollandaise sauce. And he would eat like 2 or 3 a night. He goes, make me some more dog food. I'd put mushrooms in there. hollandaise sauce and Swiss cheese, and I saw them about 4 years ago. Why was it so good? Meat seasoning. I meat season the corned beef hash for you. Put it in the bowl, mushrooms in there really nice, Swiss cheese, hollandaise sauce. He loved it. I mean, it's I beholder, but his idea that because he can't look at something and understand that New York Dimwit is making his own little pizza the way he makes it. She made homemade pizza twice in 1 week. She's learned from the other one. She got different kind of crust. It was good. Maybe next time we won't put pineapple on it. It didn't really work out, but it looked good. It was good both times. I looked and said, that's fine. You know, we just have to, just the way it works. You know, you gotta move it around a little bit. But it's just kind of like old man nation. He's just never happy with anything. He'll listen to me. He'll watch. It's never good enough. Never this or that. You know, whatever. And it's just these two guys are whores for drama because they don't really have anything to do. I mean, neither one of them work for a living. One hangs out in some shell somewhere, and the other one lives in the desert with nothing else to do. And he can't laugh because his wife's going to tell him dick slap. You can't make, Miss Vicky morning. Can't call her thick and rich. It's a compliment. She's thick and she's rich. That's a good compliment. I guess I can't give nickname to people. I'm a dink. Yeah, I can be an a-hole. I get it. I can be an a-hole. I confess. But it goes both ways. If you're going to criticize Sarasota Tim, I criticize you. You criticize me all you want. But pick. What are you going to do? Are you going to talk drama, or what are you going to do? You going to walk around? What's up? You feel a little better? So what? You starving? A little soup? Oh yeah. She's up and at him, so she does not look the pitch of health right now. But you got to pick your lane. You can't. Just the pimping of a whore for drama, beef stew, and old man nation. I'm not going to do this. I haven't been drunk since I got married, and I'll have a beer once in a while. I have no desire to get drunk. I think I was in Vegas. Well. Maybe 20 years ago, I had 2 or 3 in Vegas in one night, I think, with my brother, and I kind of started to feel a little tipsy, but it was like over a 6-hour period, and I could have 2 glasses of wine, I'm going to pass out. I can have a glass of wine, and I'm like, no. But I have no desire to start drinking Grain-Belt beer. I've got a 6-pack of beer in there that I pour on my dad's grave on July 4th. And once in a while in the summertime, it's hot. I go in there and pop one and sit on the couch, and she goes, "Oh, you're a little thirsty." I'll have a Granny, and I can barely choke it down. I have really no desire to get drunk. We go to St. Martin. I will drink the Carib beer. It's cheap. It's easy to go down. Shell's beer here in town's cheap, but I can go to a bar and have one beer. I go to Chicago. If I was at a bar with Karl, I'd say, "Hey, what's the local beer?" And I'd have a beer with Karl with a local beer and drink with him one time. But I can make better choices with what I'm going to do. I can, I stand on principle. It's probably perfect, but I'm not afraid of drama. I can be a drama whore myself, but I'm not going to talk about these people anymore. I'm not going to talk about. I'm going to go watch something else. I don't want anything to do. And all of a sudden, you go to a troll account and you start bitching about people's cooking. It's like however someone wants to cook something, that's your business. Everyone has a different way to do stuff. You got to have a passion for it. Just because you think you're a chef, because you're this head chef, I get it. You could go work at a Perkins right now or somewhere else and be probably a good shorter cook by just behaving yourself and listening to somebody and giving your advice to somebody. I could go back to Perkins tomorrow and I would be a mentor to somebody. Hey, listen, how I used to. I worked at Perkins, and like I said, I mentored young people over at Perkins and also at Oak Ridge Country Club, and I mentored them as how to make money. That's part being socialized as a grown-ass man and how to deal with people. And that's at Perkins, you were up there helping people out. I opened stores all over the country, and I was a certified trainer. I'd stand in the middle of 4 guys, maybe a woman, and we would cook like our banshee. We opened a main gate Disney. We would sit there and just get our asses kicked. But I trained them how to be a good cook. I'm proud of that. I'm not going to talk about Trump. I'm not going to talk about Trump anymore. Nope, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to go in. And all of a sudden, I get out of my head because he listens to what I'm saying now. He watches what I do, and it makes it an allegation I'm stealing valor. It's like, it's how dumb are you? But that's, when you watch with hate watching, like BlindViews does, no matter what anybody does, it sucks. Just if you look at someone's food, you can't say, hey, that looks good, I mean, I've seen food, I wouldn't eat it, but it looks plausible. Okay, I've seen some stuff that he was in Indonesia, Chef Ramsay. Whatever they put on it did not look good, but the meal looked good. It was someone I've been in Indonesia. It's some weird stuff they have there, but I've seen him do some stuff he put on a plate. It looks edible. I wouldn't eat it, but it looks edible. I've seen stuff like that. Hey, I wouldn't eat that because I don't like it, but it does look edible. I'm listening to bitch today. I was a part of it. I got bored after a while. I'm like sitting in this thing, half drunk, whatever, being a total moron, whining about New York Daniel, whining about me, bitching about Sarasota Tim. What do you think is going to happen with T-Bucket? And he's selling all kinds of stuff. It's like, who gives two pumps about a Sarasota Tim? Really? I mean, all you people, I said before, Sarasota Tim is only propped up because of all the hate watchers. If you guys stop talking about Sarasota Tim tomorrow, if you look at Keep Behind the Camera, 5-6 years ago, his buddy was striking channels because they were talking about him, and they all went down the road. Well, guess what? He slowly went downhill because no one talked about him anymore, and he's down to 70,000 views because no one cares about Keep Behind the Camera. If you're Sarasota Tim, you let people talk about you and piss him on somebody. Life and Vibe is going to sue him for what? For what? What are you going to walk into court? It's just like that Carolyn chick, okay? She called the courthouse to see if there's any cases with him. Why in the hell are you calling a courthouse on a Nomadic Fanatic to see if he has any cases out or something? I was telling Karl, why in the hell are you doing that? Are you calling somebody to say, hey, I need to know what's going on here, man? Just like with bare exposure, right? I'm going to call Walmart because I'm pissed off. It's like, oh my God. These people are just bizarre people. Calling the police on people, calling places on YouTubers. I just don't get it. I don't understand it at all. I don't know. You sit back and you watch this Sarasota Tim hate watchers, and from Karl on down to morning and Life and Vibe, who needs mental. You know what Life and Vibe needs? She needs an emotional bawling. If you ever watched Rich and Famous, great movie, the opening little thing, she's talking. Whenever I write a new book, my guy says I need emotional bawling. And she gets laid in the bathroom in the it's pretty hilarious. I need emotional bawling. So he balls her in the bathroom. It's pretty hilarious. And as they're walking out, may I help you? I've been helped enough. It's a great line. I need to be emotionally bawled. She does. I think Life and Vibe needs to be emotionally bawled for about an hour. Just an hour. I mean, some of the lesbian with a strap on and just pound away and just until she passes out from orgasm or something to get herself right or something. I have no idea, because it's bizarre that you do 2.5 hour streams talking about Sarasota and playing stuff like bitching that high pitch. I mean, you have Scooter who's in love with her, and I get it. I think it's but you get Beef Stew who is like obsessed with that woman. Hey, I talk about Wonder Hussy. I think she's a sweetheart. Do I want to ball her? No. Even have a single? No. Be nice to meet her and have lunch with her, but do I want to date that woman? Not a chance, because she doesn't want to have any friends. So if I did meet her, I knew her, let's say I was in her area to be her friend, it's what I can give her. The only way she would speak to me and come on the show if I gave her money. Like she was getting money in the live stream yesterday, people giving her money. The only way you have any connection with that young lady is money, 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 money. And I get it. Money gets you indoors. Let's see if Karl's around. I don't want to waste my time with Beef Stew. I don't think he's graduated from school. I really don't think he has. Let me see. I'll make sure the phone's working. It should be working. Call Karl. Karl!
Hello.
Wait, thanks for calling the show.
Yeah. Thought you were doing a show today.
What's happening? What brings you the show?
I just finished listening to New York Dan.
What's New York Dan talk about?
Talking about Ray and his lawsuit, her lawsuit, copyright, and him eating his poor choices of eating expired food.
What's he eating expired food?
Yeah.
Because Beef Stew was all upset in that stream he did that he was his cooking was so bad. I went on a rampage here about it. You could make a pizza tomorrow. It may not look good for me, but if you like it, that's your problem, right? I don't get how he can, if you're gonna eat expired food, that's your business. You're gonna die from it,
Especially since he's not a cook or a chef. He's just a dude.
Yeah, he's just making food. I mean, we're both shorter cooks, so we're really not chefs. We're just cooks, and I get it. Yeah. My omelets are just fine. I think if you came to my house tomorrow, you'd eat an omelet off from me. I think you would eat one of my omelets. I think you would. I think you would eat one of my omelets.
Yeah.
I think you would. But just Beef Stew was bitching that he's all the haters and this or that pissing him on. I think your brother, Old Man Nation, him are whores for drama. They just can't stay away. Can you not agree? I mean, at least you admit it. You did a 2-week sabbatical, but you still cheated on the diet. But at least you can admit it. Yeah. You still can admit it.
We use mayonnaise. Beef Stew uses aioli.
Yeah. Good old Beef Stew, wine and pissy morning in his little shack, whining about New York Daniel with his cooking. I don't know. So what did New York Dan have to say? What was he?
Well, Beef Stew was on his show last night saying that he's in love with Life of Pi, but he can't listen to her voice. Well, how's he going to do that? How's that going to work out?
That makes no sense. It's just like we taught the Huss. When the voice stays low, she's fine. When it gets high and pitchy, it's like, no, enough. It's the same thing with her. But I think with her, if you see her in person, I think her voice comes down because she's playing that character. You know what I'm saying? She's playing the Huss. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, she uses her library voice. It's fine.
Right, when she gets high. And I totally understand it. Life in Pi would drive me insane, especially in the rack. She'd be yelling at you and screaming. Could you imagine if you come home from work tonight, you put in like a 10-hour day, and you walk in the door, God damn you, Karl, why are you home late today? I want to have dinner right now. Start yelling at you. You're like, I'm going with Cowpote to Sniffer's Row. What do you mean Sniffer Row? What are you talking about? You're living in Florida. You're going to go to Cheaters. You're going to Cheaters with Cowpote? That little pervert? Oh my God, Karl, you're in big trouble. You better get your ass back in here. I own your ass. She started yelling at you, calling you all kinds of filthy, dirty names. You're like, just bark at the moon.
Yeah, and she goes right to DEFCON 5. You're normal, and then it's like high level, you're not okay.
Yeah, well, he's pledged love for many, many times. Beef Stew has many, many times. It's just he needs to get a job at Costco or Perkins or somewhere in a restaurant. Just be a shorter cook and just put his energy to something fun instead of sitting in his bitching about me and you and Sarasota Tim. If he's this excellent good chef, go be a cook somewhere and teach somebody how to be a good chef. Like I was listening, I talked about it on the show before you called in, and Chef Ramsay, he was training under somebody, right? And the guy stepped away from the restaurant for 3 days, right? So he ran the kitchen for 3 days when the guy wasn't there, and people were saying how great it was. You tell Karl it was the greatest thing in the world. He comes back and tells Chef Ramsay, this is the worst food. He goes, I knew I made it because people knew that he wasn't back here. I was back here. He was just trying to devalue him as a cook, trying to make him stronger. He goes, I knew I made it when people thought I was him. I knew I've done my job. You know what I'm saying? Because everyone thought he was still cooking back there, but he had gone on vacation for 3 days. And Chef Ramsay ran the restaurant. It was really good. We're on we'll be the 4th episode tonight of being chef.
Well, not me and my wife, but we'd be at Perkins, and the cook would come out and he'd have regulars, and they're like, oh yeah, I knew you wanted this and that.
Right.
I knew you wanted, and he'd sit with them and chat for a little bit.
I talked about it. I had beggars would come and want certain things because they knew I knew how to cook for them. And I used to make these two women, these dealers at Mystic Lake. The one liked a Reuben and a Rachel almond, and they came in and had it because they knew I could make it for them. I make them a Reuben and Rachel almond, and they loved it with potato pancakes. And they were like, they always came in, they pointed at me, "You want your Rachel and Reuben?" Once in a while they'd change up, but usually it was the Rachel almond and the Reuben almond, and I put holiday sauce on it and they loved it with Swiss cheese, and they do with the potato pancakes. And that's what I knew what they wanted, and that's what they came in for. Yeah. And that was it. But it was, like I said, food's a very sexual thing for people. It's a very emotional. Food can be very, Dave Thomas is, right? He always said your first bite brings back your last bite, meaning you eat a Wendy's burger in Chicago, it better be the same thing when you come to Minnesota, you know what I'm saying? Like tonight I'm going to go, she doesn't want to make dinner, so I'm going to have a Whopper heavy all today. And I'm going to eat that thing. And that first bite, I haven't had any good food since I was sick on Saturday. It's going to taste good because I'm looking forward to it. You know what I'm saying? I can actually eat good food. So, just make something I like, So, yeah, I don't know. Good old beef stew. So New York Dan was talking. How long was this video? An hour or what?
All between a half hour and an hour.
We talk about making poor choices with bad food, huh?
He's talking about the snow and eating expired food. He thinks he gets blamed for everything.
So what do you mean blame? What do you mean blame for everything? What do you mean?
I don't know. He said some movie quote like, just that he always gets blamed for everything.
Well,
and he thinks he's brilliant because he was predicting Bitcoin was falling.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Good old New York. The old dimwit. It's just I don't know. What are we going to do with your son? I don't know. I just don't know what we're going to do.
Bitcoin is right around its support. It's right around where it should hold.
Correct. Well, Bitcoin can be a scam. If you got in the bottom, just like we talked before about Amway. If you've gotten in the bottom of Amway, you're on the top of the pyramid. You know what I'm saying? So if I got in 20 years ago, I'm at the top of that pyramid, and all the money comes up to me, and I'm a millionaire because people are working for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what I've always said. If you're going to be, I have two people that are wholesalers. They sell product. That's what they sell you. You don't work for them. They will send me an email, go, "Hey, you want some Celsius or something? You need anything? Let me know. We have toilet paper, whatever." But they're selling me something, a product I can buy, from them. They'll ship it. I get my toilet paper from them, and want to get my Celsius from them. That's because instead of me going to whatever. And that's a friendship thing. And they make whatever they make a month. But they don't ask me to work for them. They sell me product which I want. They both are. One lives in Colorado, one lives in Oregon. They both have their own little thing. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah,
they're not like begging me to go out and solicit people. Like all of a sudden because I know you. "Hey, Karl, you want to be a millionaire? You can be this or that. You can go talk to all your friends." Because I've told you before. And we get off subject here, but when Amway, Scamway, their idea, everyone you talk to is a possible customer. So they can't just walk up to somebody and say hello right away. It's like, "Hi, my name is Jeff, and I'm with Amway." And like I told my friend of mine one day, why can't you simply say, why can't they introduce them? I work for Jane Distributing, but I represent Amway. It's always they beat around the bush until they get to it. You know what I'm saying? You can't just say, "Hey, I work for this company and I represent Amway." But they don't do that because they know if they say Amway, people run away. It's somebody. I was at a magazine shop the other day looking at something. Someone walked over to me, and "Hey, blah blah blah," and I go, and just what he said to me, and I go, "Let me guess, you're Scamway." "What do you mean?" I go, "Are you Amway or Scamway?" And he kind of looked and said, "Yes, you are. Just leave me alone." Because he did say his line with me or something, whatever. You need a business opportunity. I said, "Yeah, if you can make me more views on my YouTube." But I said, "Let me guess, you're Scamway, aren't you?" Because that's the first thing was off his mouth when you wanted a different revenue, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, no, because I'm looking at a magazine. Yeah. So he just, whatever. I was like, just leave me alone. I'm here waiting for my wife to come around. Just leave me. He kind of looked at me like, go, "Get away from me." You're soliciting me you're soliciting me in a grocery store. Okay? There's a sign that says no soliciting. He's walked off. I don't need you to come to me. I don't need you to Amway, Scamway. I just hate that whenever you're in because I'm a contact kind of guy. I nod at people. So whenever I'm in like a coffee shop, that's where they love to go. And you sit in a coffee shop, they look at you and you nod at them, then you're screwed. Because then they walk over to you and they go, no, just stay away from me. I'm just being nice. Just stay away from me. I'm just being nice by nodding at you because I'm just being nice. Don't need you to tell me about Amway, Scamway. I've had a buddy of mine that almost got him out of Scamway. I almost got him a job at the airport. He was so close to getting out of Amway. He's still in it. I think he is. I go to his Facebook. I'm still looking for one more person. He's like looking for the gold. What do you want? A gold. You're out there. We're looking for gold. If you look for that one seam, right? Me and you are looking, for that seam out in the middle of Arizona desert, right? We're digging for it, We're looking for that. Where's that one guy who found that silver mine somewhere, and the donkey sat down on it. He sat down to rest the donkey, and he sat right in the seam, the silver mine. And that made him a millionaire. I think the Hearst company, the Hearst mansion was built. That's how he made his money. The donkey found this silver mine, and the donkey sat in this big vein, and that's how they found all this silver. And that's how the Hearst made their money. Something like that. So it's all about finding the right vein when you're digging for gold. And then when the vein runs out, you're screwed. Yeah, Beef Stew wants to bang your girl. He really does.
He really does. It's interesting. She made some bank last night in her stream.
Oh, you giving her money, girl?
Yeah, made some girl. I'm like, if I didn't just do what I want, I might rethink this not being hard on Tim stuff.
Well, I wonder how she was getting money last night too as well. She was getting money left and right. I was listening. Oh, another super chat. So she probably made bank too as well. Someone gave her $50 and she was getting money left and right. So same thing. People, they will sit and they'll give her money to say their name, because she would say, oh, thank you, Cowpote. Let's just say, hey, Karl, thank you. So that's what they want, is say their name. So like I told you, the only access I would have to Wonder Hussy would be with money. There's no way she'd call my show. She does respond to emails when she catches up one. If I send an email to give her advice, she says thank you. But if I want her to come on this show, it's going to be money in an envelope. Hey, call my podcast sometime. And then she might. But there's no way she would ever reach out to me, ever, unless there's money involved.
But those bigger donations, sometimes there are people that do it just to get that, and then they reverse the charges.
Yep, exactly. That happened to Fat Boy one time. Papa Grizz, he's doing a show, right? And the hell's his name? Boss Up Nation, whatever his name is, gave him $50 back to back, right? So the next day, he was all excited. He said his name like 3 times. I really appreciate you doing that for me, and blah, blah. The next day in his live stream, he reversed the charges on me. Well, I knew he was going to do it because you said his name numerous times. That's I've seen it do it. I've never gave any YouTuber any money. I gave Wonder Hussy $2 one time. I admit, during a live stream, to see how it worked with my PayPal for fun. She quickly gave me a thank you for gas money. That was $2 while I was doing my show. But that was just $2 for fun. But I've never just gave anybody money because they're doing a live stream. You need to talk to me, you make a comment down below. I usually like it. You know what I'm saying? Or love it or whatever else. Make a comment if it's something really funny. You don't need to pay. You don't need to give this voice money to say hi to you. Just like BlindViews, he's an e-beggar. He's a Republican, supposed to be. I mean, the only person I'd give money to would be Squirrelbait, because how hard she works on her videos, and I'm not going to. But she's the only one that would be worthy of my money. Yeah, she'd be only worthy of it. Because she works hard, and she did some good stuff. I mean, I'd buy her, if I met Squirrelbait Parody, I'd buy her lunch. If she was somewhere and I knew she was there, and I'd buy her lunch somewhere, she'd be well worth the lunch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but on the flip side, if you're going to be a faceless channel, then you can't just point, shoot, click, and upload.
Correct. So
that option's not available.
Right. I understand. Well, just like BlindViews, bitching about, he always backhands Tater, what he does, and never good enough, whatever else he does, so he's always the backhanded on Tater, so I listened to part of that video, because he was bitching about Mikey and, whatever else, So whatever. I kind of was in and out of the video a little bit. Listening, I had it on, but I wasn't really listening to it. It was just kind of the background because I was talking to somebody, and so I didn't get the whole.
Yeah, he's starting to agree with us that off-grid living seems to be more expensive than just
of course it is.
deep city living.
Exactly. I mean, it's the best place to go is where he went with his friends. He may pay $400 a month, but still cheap. But it's a nice place. 'Cause I saw a place in Idaho when I was at it was a family style senior one, and it was $450 a month to stay there. It was really nice. It was in Idaho. That's cheap, and everything was there for you. Showers, whole on yours. I would stay at a place like that where his friend was at. That's not bad. Everything's there for you. You still have that. You're sleeping in your area. You have a nice area. You don't have all the behaviors, but it's nice. You've got the outdoors is there. You can go biking. You know what I'm saying? But this thing that Tater's buying and all this land. I mean, look at Wonder Hussy. She has her own place. She goes back with her sister. She can still drive around, go back and do adulting. You know what I'm saying? She has a place she can go to. But driving around, look at Wandering Gypsy. She realized it's not her cup of tea because she's not making any money. You know what I'm saying? She's realized it's not as easy as she thought it was. You remember during COVID, people were buying RVs. They thought it was cool. Well, they found out the hard way. It's not as easy as you think it is. You can go camping the weekend, I get it, but you just can't go driving around. If you haven't done RVing, you just can't buy one tomorrow, quit your job, start driving around. You have no idea what a black tank means, how to plug into something. You have to have internet access. All that behavior. It's great to do that, but you better be ready for it and have the bankroll to do it. But
and camping places aren't as cheap as they used to be.
Exactly. Well, there's one guy who I used to watch before. He changed his channel to oh God, he had his own place in Texas, and he bitched during the COVID that people had no idea they're doing. It's called the Wingman. The Wingman. He's really he changed his name, and he calls Liz amazing. Liz complaining. Because she will rip on people. She really calls people, because he's kind of an advocate for some of these people. He makes excuses, so he gets kind of mad at Liz Amazing because he calls out some of his favorite people. But he was like, he sold his place like 2 years ago because he got sick and tired of the people coming in there. That, let's just say me and you tomorrow start being RVers, we have no idea the hell we're doing. So he sold his place. But one thing he did wrong, he got very, very political. And he went far right, and he whined about that's what people want to hear. They want to hear you talk about RVing. So that kind of separated his listens big time. And to him,
I think he went after Camping World too.
Yes.
And Camping World's got some pull.
Yeah. So I liked it. He was pretty good. He was really good. But he went Wingman. He answers phone calls. He'll answer like messages. People call him bitch. So he will defend himself. But when he went political and started the liberal and rights, that kind of pissed people off. So Camping World deserves to be called out. They're a bunch of pigs. They just shove.
And they are. And Liz Amazing, she doesn't take people that just have a sink that has a leaky faucet.
Right.
I mean, she takes on clients or whatever you want to call them that if, there's just no way that this thing should have passed.
Oh, absolutely.
Any muster and be sold to somebody.
The latest one that she did, it's the guy didn't even get checked. It's just the last couple she's done, why it left the building. I mean, if I had the money, I'd buy that back from that person and I'd crush it on a live video. I'd crush it. Because I'd say, this is exactly what wrong, and bring it to a scrapyard and say, I want this crushed right now on this stream. Because there was one that was leaking the roof. She didn't get it checked because they don't want her to check it. They literally just toss it out, and it's like it leaks. It's just amazing. The stuff that they push out, Camping World, it's like unbelievable. It's just, her last one was like, what was it, $6, whatever it was they paid for it, this fifth wheel. The woman, they have 3 children, she's 7 months pregnant, and they buy a fifth wheel for $67,000, whatever the hell it was, and they start driving it, it starts leaking water. You have 4 kids, and your husband's working from the road, and you're driving this fifth wheel you didn't get looked at. I'm like, what is wrong with you? It just blew me away. This incompetent couple that you're going to have this house and you don't get looked at. But yeah, she's not. I guarantee you, the Thor. She always looked at Thor. I guarantee they hate her. I guarantee she's had cease and desist. I guarantee it. Yeah, she did do a video for like 2-3 weeks, so I guarantee she's fighting strikes and fighting lawsuits. You still there, Karl?
Yeah, okay. Just dropping off an order. It's a dog barking.
I haven't spoke to Scooter in a long time. They try to call him. He's never around. What the hell's wrong with his young ass? I don't know. But
yeah, I don't know what's going on with Scooter. I haven't really seen him in the comments doing shorts or anything.
Yeah, he's just hanging out. I see here. Bitcoin dropping now. It's right. Well, of course, Bitcoin comes and goes. New York, Daniel. It comes and goes. You know, it's not like it goes up and down.
But he's acting like he's a savant.
Yeah.
You know, like everybody else isn't talking about it and telling everybody.
Yeah, I know. It's the way it's been pretty much how it goes. So here's stock update, market being doing these trades. Okay, and then winter blizzard update, Long Island. So
yeah, but he's not. He's just telling you it's going down. He's not telling you any technicals.
Correct. Like I said,
the 5-year moving average, the 3-year moving average, and
he's just watching it. He knows what to. He's acting like he's. And if people believe him and follow his advice, that's their own damn fault. In my mind, that's their own damn fault. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm not advising anybody to buy it or saying now that it's on a dip, it's worth anything, because it's not.
Bitcoin,
no value.
It all comes down to who pimps it. What's that Haktua girl? She did that Bitcoin thing and made her look really stupid. She played dumb. She played really dumb. Remember her, Haktua?
Yeah.
She played really stupid. Yeah. The hunch has been doing that. Donald J. Trump has been doing this Bitcoin stuff too as well, making money on that left and right. And it gets people all the brainwashed white boys get all excited with that. They lose. You can lose a lot of money in Bitcoin. You can lose a lot of cash.
Yeah, now they got the banks involved where you can short it and it can be in derivatives.
You're right.
All that nonsense.
Yep. Yeah, it's he has it's just a shame. He has no idea what he's talking about. It's just he acts like he knows. It's easy to read up on Bitcoin tomorrow. I could read up on stocks tomorrow, and I could be doing the same thing he does. And people are that stupid to believe what he says and pay to listen to this idiot repeat something. And it's just dumb. But I guess people listen to dimwit New York Daniel talk about something he doesn't know what he's talking about because he reads. I can encourage this behavior. And I get the Bitcoin stuff. I get it. It comes and goes. It comes and goes, and I get it. It's like stock. It's just the way she goes, man. I mean, it's like I said during
that's what Warren Buffett says. Don't invest in something you don't know anything about.
Correct. Well, just like I've always told somebody, I said during the hurricane season, Home Depot stock and Lowe's, that's something maybe you want to take a chance on because you know it's going to go up because people go buy stuff. You know what I'm saying? Home Depot. And so if you get the hurricane season, you get in, you buy a bunch of stock and then wait and then dip it, get rid of it. That's a pump and dump kind of thing, but that's how it'll go up because all of a sudden the hurricane season is real shitty. People are coming to Home Depot cleaning off the shelves. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, and those two keep everybody from coming into the competition.
Correct.
Those two keep everybody out. I mean, at least Abercorn tries, but that's more of a neighborhood store.
The stock market isn't somebody you just listen to like New York Dimwit. You listen to a professional. It's just like me giving advice on weight loss or something, what I've done before, whatever. You don't. It's just you don't. I mean, you don't. It's like if you have a problem, you don't listen to some idiot about medical advice. You don't listen to a YouTuber. You listen to the person you sit in the room with, who's a doctor. You know what I'm saying? And two, take advice from stock from people like New York Daniel and then they go and they take his advice and they lose and they wonder why, because you're talking to some dimwit who's reading articles, and if he is gambling, it's not his money, it's his parents' money, so he has nothing to lose. I mean, look who gambles to get free, who gets one. In theory, it's not free, but look who gambles to get free cruises. New York Daniel. You know what I'm saying? He gambles, to get free cruises. I mean, come on, man. What is wrong with you,
Yeah, you and I are just going to pick the ship we want to go on.
Right.
Not worry about trying to get free cruises.
Exactly. And I'll play some.
And if the price is right, we buy. If the price isn't right, we don't.
And when I play blackjack, I don't use my card. I just get lucky, I win, I leave. It's just like when I go to Mystic Lake Casino. And one time I was at Hinckley and I was seeing George Thorogood Doe Destroyers. And I got lucky, won $1,000 really quick. It was like, oh my God, my buddy won some money. We cashed in. I gave her 2 greens. He gave her a green, and he goes, "Would you like a card?" And I said, "No, it's no one's business. I won $1,000." And she goes, "I don't need your junk mail." I've gotten lucky at Mystic Lake and won every weekend when I was during the football season. They used to have their free picks. I think for like 4 weeks I was winning $300 a shot. It's no one's business when I'm taking on that casino. But let's say I'm winning $1,000 a weekend. It's no one's business. I don't need their comps. I told the lady, I'm here for this chips, not for your food. I can buy that with my money. I tell her Green Valley Ranch, we used to use our card all the time. They would ship us stuff. They'd give us like comp once in a while, but I was mainly there just to gamble. I didn't really care about once in a while they'd buy our meal for us when we out the door. They'd look at our numbers, say, hey, we'll buy you dinner. And that's fine. But that's not what I'm doing. I've never had a free cruise because she'll play some quarter slots. I'll play some $5, $10 tables, and we know when we leave the casino, because when I go on a cruise, I bring $300. That's my max. I gamble. I'm in the casino after dinner when everybody goes to bed. I'll play blackjack with 2 of the people, and
He does the slots, and supposedly cruise ship slots are the tightest.
Yeah, they're the tightest
slots there are.
She got 4 kings one day, and the lady looks at her. She goes, the lady walked by, and she goes, I've been in this cruise ship for 5 years. That's the first one I've ever seen. She worked there, just like when I got a royal flush at the airport 15 years ago, and the flight was delayed by a half hour, and the Delta lady walked behind me. She goes, I've been coming to this airport for 20 years. This is the first royal flush I've ever seen. And I go, I just got lucky, Yeah, they're the tightest because they know that he'll continue to play it. They may give you a $50 win, you know what I'm saying, or a $100 win, but they know you're going to continue to gamble. There are some jackpots in there. He just plays and plays. When you're playing with someone else's money, I could take your money tomorrow and go gamble with it, because who cares if I lose? It's not my money. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to gamble with other people's money. It's easy when you steal 10 grand from somebody and you go to Vegas with it. I'm gambling with your money. Who cares? So he doesn't work for a living. He's had a mundane job at a grocery store, probably a bag boy somewhere, a mundane troll job. Living off the mommy and daddy. Drive around an older vehicle, pretending he's a boat, pretending he's a big stockbroker guy, and people sit there and cheer him on. He's found a way to make money. People with this membership behavior, he eats expired food. Who does that? Are you a homeless man, or what's the deal?
I don't know.
Are you digging?
I've never been at a casino, and I kept hitting, and I got I think it was 5 cards, and I was all excited thinking I won. And they're like, "That's not a rule in casino."
Yeah,
that's home time play.
Right. I love playing blackjack's a gas to play. I love playing roulette. Roulette's fun because roulette, I have numbers I pick, and it's kind of a chance, but it's more I pick my certain numbers and I get lucky once in a while, but I know when to push away from the table. Okay, and I love, it's fun to play it when in Vegas. We go to Green Valley Ranch, we go downtown, we get up in the morning, have breakfast, swim in the pool, and then we go shopping someplace, and we get back, and then we gamble at night. It's sometime. We were there for 4 days one day. I think one day we only gambled a little bit. We saw Elton John, and we had the time of our lives. I could, like I told you the other day, if I went to Vegas right now this weekend with you, because everything is like $25, I'd have to bring 2 grand with me to gamble with, because everything's so expensive there now. You have to literally buy them at $200 to gamble. You know, everything's 15 and 25 now. All these tables. It's real hard to find $10 tables on the strip.
Yeah, I'd be going to the Pinball Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even really be worried about gambling.
Yeah,
I was going to gamble. I'd gamble.
You got to go there. I would go there again. That is such a great. It is so cool there. You put $20. You get $20 in quarters. You have a little plastic cup, and you walk around. Pretend you're 15 years old. I had a great time there. It was a fun time. If you go to my Cowpote Adventures and type in Pinball Hall of Fame, you'll see my videos. They were so much fun. I had a gas. There were lots of fun there. It was really, really fun. Pinball Hall of Fame. There's so many video games, and there's just a ton of them. They're everywhere, and just if I was electronically really inclined, I lived in that place, I would donate my time there, because he needs a lot of help, because the machines are old. It's a fun place. It's well worth the. Yeah. Somebody made a comment. Oh, why would you go there? Because it's fun. Because it's something besides gambling, and you're actually doing something. You're having fun and reliving you're living the old days. So, I said, well, it was fun. I mean, the guy's he moved from another building, and it's not like the car museum is expensive as hell to go. Like $25. They have a museum there. It's expensive as hell. So it's no longer cheap. I was hoping that Squirrel Perry would call the show, but I figured she.
Yeah, Squirrel.
She said she might.
Yeah, she doesn't understand why. She thinks that I don't. She wrote a comment like I don't go hard on Tater because you wouldn't like it or something. I don't know. I don't care about Nomadic Fanatic. I don't even really care about BlindViews either.
Right. I mean, BlindViews is a fun rip on, because it's equal to opportunity. If he can't handle me or you talking about the guy, then don't listen, because he can't handle it. I'm out there. I'm not a faceless troll. The mom's basement, wherever else. He can't handle that. That two dumbass white boys rip on him. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
He can't handle that we rip on him, guy, because that's all he does. He just, when he went to Florida, no one cared, and when he talks about other things, no one cares. They want to hear him bitch. They want to hear him be this angry white man, Ace Frehley's twin brother. Pissing in the morning, rode hard, put away wet. With his black glasses on, he can't read, but he can sure read that chat room so well on Thursday when the brown shirts are in the building. He can sure read Squirrel Bay Parody when she rolls in. First thing he says, So
yeah, every video he talks about this bunny girl.
Oh, this Bunny Pimp's here. Yeah, I've seen one of her videos.
People really care about Bunny that much?
He must. Bunny Pimp's here. I guess he's.
Even the most mundane thing she's doing, he finds it interesting.
Of course, because he's in love with
floor tiles or something.
He's in love with her, man. He's I'm in love with Wonder Hussy in a fun way, where Beef Stew literally wants to sleep with Life and Vibe, And I have a mad crush on Morning Dew as well. But I mean, I'm not going to act in either one of those girls. Where if Bunny pimped her, he would go down on her in a heartbeat. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, he for some reason he picks. It's just like his Carol and Mrs. Shakes. If he could do a three with her, he would too as well. It's all he watches, a bunch of women on there, and he bitches about Mike. He bitches about Tater. He feels him a threat to him. So he tries to act like he's a softie. Talks about the women in a nice way. I'm BlindViews. I'm a nice man. So.
Yeah, and he threatens to kick our ass every time we make him upset.
Yeah, okay. He can go right ahead. If he wants to, I'll meet him somewhere in the park. If he wants to, I'll come on down. If he wants to wrestle with me, I guess. But like I said, let's say I took him up on it and I went down and wrestled him in the park, and he came to the courtroom, he'd be in a sling and claim I beat up on a blind man. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm just disagreeing with his opinion, which he says I can do if I want to.
Correct.
And then he gets upset about it. I'm like, you told me I could disagree with you.
He's the one who doesn't like it. He's the king, the BlindViews. He's a whore for drama. It's what he is. He's a whore. Just BlindViews, Beef Stew, Old Man Nation, whore for drama. They are. All three of them are. And I can admit to them, but they are. It's just the way it is. I mean, it's just. I love Pimping, Nomadic, Fanatic, right along with anybody else. I think it's hilarious as hell. So I think it's fun. But, You can't have both ways. That's Old Man Nation. You can't tell me you don't like to, you want to talk, but then all of a sudden you do a video. I talk about Mark because he listens to everything I do. He's listening to this audio right now. Hi, Marky, how you doing? You talked to him yesterday on the hearsay and lies, and whatever. And I'm not dead. Bearing exposures in the building. He's always there too as well. Just to hate listening.
Oh yeah. New York Dan listened to your whole thing yesterday.
What did he say?
He was talking about your voices.
What did he say?
Why are you doing all the voices? He liked it.
Oh, good. Well, somebody made a comment that by far, what did it say? What did it say here now? And you took time to listen to this thing. What did they say? I mean, it was fun to do it. I had fun. Let me see. Squirrel, I admit, this was hilarious. I never knew Cowpote was a multitasker, and Karl was trained well. Okay, thank you. And then Squirrel appeared. I was the top 10 auto podcast of 20 so far. Jeff couldn't keep composing and using your voice changer for the mixer. Whatever the hell that meant. That was a top 10 idiot auto podcast. So he didn't like it. Then didn't fool me a bit, she says, after she got called out. So then he definitely, the BSS for BSS, same old story, different day. Well, I appreciate you, dirt biker from North Path. I appreciate it. Daniel, he understands it's just fun and humor. You know what I'm saying? He understands it's just fun. You know what I'm saying? Me having fun with the voice changer, you play along with it. It's what I like to do. I had time. I took a nap. I was getting over my thing. Let's just do a fun little podcast with Old Man Nation and Bearing Exposure. Let's have some fun. I call you up. You play along. And we had fun. I get it. You want to call it an idiot podcast? To make a comment on it, you're helping it. But it's like... It's called it's having some good, clean fun. There's no vulgarities in there. I love doing the voice stuff because you can talk different characters. It's fun. So whatever.
Yeah.
It's an audio podcast. At least they got it right. Idiot podcast of 2020. I appreciate it. I'm top 10 of the idiots. I appreciate that. But I'm glad Daniel liked it. I'm glad he liked it. I'm glad Hey, Karl, it's getting the 90 minutes. I have to go have my Whopper double haul because Sue Ellen doesn't feel very well. So there's no dinner. I have to fend for myself.
Really?
So, yeah, she's at no dinner tonight. She's laying on the bed with the puke thing in front of her and the dog's on her chest. So.
Oh, yeah, because you got her all sick.
Yeah, so she was just bedridden for the whole day. And so I had to get her some Sprite in the morning to come back to the house. So she had 2 Sprites today. So she was... So this morning, all I got was my sandwich. She didn't make me anything else. She's laying in the couch in dry heap, so... I'm fending for myself. No dinner. It was supposed to be grilled cheese tonight and tomato soup, so none of that. As usual, Karl, thanks for calling the show. I appreciate it.
All right, it's fun.
There he goes.
See you later.
Karl, out the door he goes. Always a good caller. Brings conversation with the young man. He understands. Karl from YouTube. But my name is Jeff, and this is your favorite audio addiction on the video platform. We always appreciate you guys very much. We always appreciate the men and women of the armed forces. 1 and 2. To us throwing those beaches. Snapping next to crouching freeing those Jews who we had the blue laws, of course, out there in the rat line in World War II. Burned the churches to the ground. Penn State, P stood for Penn State, Pittsfield University. But who are these men in the armed forces? Air Force, Army, the Marines, the Navy, Merchant, the Coast Guard, uniform. Thank you very much. And men wearing blue. I wouldn't shower in the shower of Penn State. Do you not shower in that shower of Penn State? Okay, never shower in the shower of Penn State, ever. So everybody Christian to be doing, not liking 2 men having sex, and then want to watch 2 women have sex. That's gay sex. Okay? Women marry before you carry, because you do carry the groceries when the father runs off. Put a condom on prevent AIDS, herpes, gonorrhea, and the penis. And all of a sudden the father runs off, and the slut comes to you, and you're like, oh no, and the whore, or whatever else. And you listen to old Uncle Cowboy here. Chipotle. New York Dan, if you keep cooking, don't listen to the hater. Beef stew. Anyways, you guys, don't drink and drive either, anytime. Call someone, you murders with a phone. You're getting murdered in the outskirts. Anyways, guys, Fear Mongering Radio on a beautiful Monday. Have a great week. Maybe we'll see you on Thursday. I don't know. We'll see what happens. NFL podcast. I don't put up anymore. I just put them up for the season. But anyways, my name is Jeff, Fearmongering Radio, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you enjoy the audio. I like listening to the audio back when I have someone on, how I handle Karl. If we go to Duluth tomorrow, make some money at the time of our lives in a brand new 2026 Silverado F-250. Ladies and gentlemen, we are